In Genesis chapter 4, you have the story of Cain and Abel. Cain kills Abel. God says, "Where's your brother?" Cain says, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And essentially, this is the question that people have been wrestling with. How far does our love for others need to extend? So, where the first rabbi would say, love your neighbor as yourself is the guiding principle, the fundamental principle in all the Torah, Ben Azai, the sage, he would say, well, actually, this story at the end of chapter 4 with the death of Abel begins new. The end of one story begins to the beginning of something brand new. In chapter 5, you see that Adam and Eve have another son by the name of Seth, and then you have what's called the recitation of generations, and you have the lineage from Adam to Noah that runs through Seth rather than running through Cain. And the idea is that we are all descendant from this lineage of one family. So the thought being is that we have this common ancestry amongst us. So when you look at the thought of love your neighbor as yourself, the rabbis are having this argument, this discussion. One would say that's the most important thing, but then the other would say, well, actually, this idea of a common ancestry is actually a deeper principle, because then it means it's not just who is my neighbor, it's essentially that everyone is a part of our family, which means my responsibility to everyone needs to be at the level of my responsibility to family. So the thought for me, at least, is as I read through this and think about this, or when we talk about the proper relationship with others, the idea being that our common ancestry should lead us to a sense of common responsibility. So how far do we extend this idea of loving others? Well, how far do we extend our love for our family? Well, we should be willing to treat everyone as if they are part of our family because of this idea of our common ancestry leads to a sense of common responsibility. It's a much deeper, heavier, more profound way to think of others and our interaction with them in the world, and how do we maintain the proper relationship with others. For example, when it comes to different things, when people think differently, different people groups, different countries, different nations, different religious systems, they're still a part of our common ancestry. So there must be some sort of way that we can treat and interact with and deal with people that we have nothing in common with as if they are family. What if we began to treat people from the Muslim community as family? What if we began to treat people with different political views as family? And I'm not talking about families that are really messed up, because I know there's a lot of those out there. I'm talking about a family in general that wants to love and support one another. A healthy family dynamic that wants to honor each other and bring each other along and lift each other up. What if we began to treat people that are different than us in that manner? Yeah, I can love my neighbor as myself. I can love the person that's like me. I can love the person that, is on the same financial level as I am. I can love somebody that maintains the same belief system as me. But what about people that are entirely different? Am I able to show that sense of responsibility for the needs of others who I may have little to nothing in common with? Do you see how that might actually carry more weight? That might be more golden than the golden rule. Our sense of common ancestry should lead us to a sense of common responsibility.